Valdosta State Prison, Fulton County Jail in Georgia, and Rikers Island Jail. All three this week have reported huge findings of contraband. I'm not talking about a little here, a little there. Huge findings of contraband. Some have already arrested 7 staff members. We'll talk about that at the Valdosta State Prison in Georgia. Why are some places having much more contraband than other places? All jails and prisons will have contraband, no matter how hard we fight it. But this amount of contraband we're going to talk about today can be prevented, and it's officer safety is at risk. What's going on, leaders? Why are we not doing more searches? Let's talk about it, and then we'll get into it here. Let's go to Valdosta State Prison. 7 correctional officers arrested among 150 in a smuggling operation called Skyhawk, the governor announced. Wiretaps watching for drones and drone drops picked up conversation where they heard that officers were helping an inmate orchestrate a huge contraband drug trade. Okay, drugs and weapons and cell phones. Okay, that's in Valdosta, Georgia. Then we move over to the Fulton County Jail in Georgia. They did a major shakedown. That's good. That's good. The major shakedown was on the evening news over there. That's okay. Let people know we're trying to do our job. Here's where the problem comes in my opinion. I'm glad they did the shakedown. I hope we do it more often. They found a bullet. They found all kinds of drugs. They found all kinds of weapons, 22 cell phones, pills, tons and tons of contraband. And they stated in the report to the media, of course, this is the media, but the last major shakedown they had at the Fulton County Jail was before Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving, and this just happened late April. I'm counting about 5 months since the last major shakedown. They did say they do smaller shakedowns in between. Well, I see an issue here. You've seen the pictures I've been putting along with this, and I'm stating where everything is, you know, whether it's the Valdosta prison or here with the Fulton County Jail. Folks, 5 months is too long. 5 months is too long. And you've got a staff problem. I'm not saying officers. I'm saying it could be any staff, civilian staff or officers. We already know Valdosta State Prison has a staff problem. Okay, they've arrested 7 so far. I'll guarantee you something's going on the inside there at the Fulton County Jail. And there is an investigation underway, and they are looking into it to see if they can determine if any staff are involved. These large amounts of contraband, in my 12 years of my 29 in corrections, doing investigations, folks, I'm sorry. The truth hurts, doesn't it? But there's going to be some staff involved in that, I guarantee you. And you need to start doing more shakedowns. Every 5 months isn't going to cut it. The inmates must be laughing. Probably be another 5-6 months before they do another major one. You know, they say they're doing some smaller ones in between. Well, routine cell checks, you got to have them. You got to have them. You have to keep the inmates on their toes. You have to protect not only the uniformed staff, but the civilian staff from these dangers. This contraband kills. This contraband will get officers killed. How? The weapons will be used against them that are being stashed away. And did you see those weapons? Good God. fentanyl and K2 and pills, that's going to get inmates high, cause fights among the inmates. Officers are going to go to break up the fights. The inmates are going to turn on the officers. Officers are going to get hurt. Inmates that don't want to be involved in all this crap are going to get hurt. It's a dangerous situation, and you're just letting it sit there and build up for 5 months. You know, they know the problem is there, because I saw the video of them speaking to, you know, one of the leaders, and he said, this is our high security area. We've been having a lot of drone issues. Well, good. I'm glad you went in and did this major shakedown. Continue it more often. Hit them hard. Hit them hard. Get them in their place. This isn't a free-for-all. One of the inmates said, they come up in here and get our shit. We ain't bothering nobody. They're taking our shit. No, that's not your shit, Mr. Inmate. That is contraband. And that particular inmate had 2 cell phones in his 2-man cell, which he denied, of course, that they belonged to him. But then he said, they come up in here taking our shit. Like they own the place. See, when all this continues and festers, it blows up. And the inmates actually do start to think, well, we own the place. We do know the old saying, inmates run the facility. They can take it over at any time they want to. Yes, they can. But they're not going to run the facility on my shift with all these weapons and pills and contraband. We can't get it all, as I said earlier in the video, but we can darn sure knock the heck out of it and make it minimal contraband. Let's go to Rikers Island. That just came out today, May 3rd. They found a K2. They even found a metal detector. They found marijuana. They found cocaine. Lots and lots of drugs, okay? There is an internal investigation going on to see if there is any staff involvement. Again, for the 3rd time, I'm going to say there probably is, unfortunately. The truth hurts. That's my saying, folks. The truth hurts. You can't hide your head in a hole and pretend like it's not happening. But let's get those rotten apples out of there and let's do something. I read in the article where it also says they put body scanners on officers in 3 of the jails. 4 more of the jails should get them. This was all against the union. Union didn't want those body cams. Wow, body cams is a whole nother video, a whole nother issue. But, you know, the body cams can help, I believe. If you're an honest officer, let me just put it this way. If you're an honest officer and you're not there to bring in contraband to the inmates and do favors for the inmates, how can the body cam hurt? So that's one step in the right direction, in my opinion. But the article also says that the New York DOC was told to take the staff lockers out from the jail side, put it in the outside area where they can store away their things and go in with only the items they need for work. And that should help cut down possibly on some of the things being brought in, if they're not brought in their underwear or their socks, or hidden compartments in their lunchbox, or hidden compartments in their water bottle. You know, so many tricks to the corrupt trade, as I call it. So let's get those rotten apples out of there. But they ignored that. They were also told to possibly use more of the canine, use canine drug searches more often. Allegedly, they ignored that. I don't know. I would love to hear if they're doing that or not. You know, we can't believe everything we read either, so that's why I'm giving the benefit of the doubt everywhere. But the one place that I cannot give the benefit of the doubt to is Valdosta State Prison, Fulton County Jail, and Rikers Island. That's too much contraband, folks. Way too much. You know, I come from the 4th largest prison system in the country. 54 prisons at one time. We might have shut down a couple. Contraband was in every one of them. But we can keep it to a minimum. Not like this, folks. This is terrible. Officer safety first, and we're not paying attention, in my opinion, well enough to protecting our officers in not just these 3 places, but many places. Please, protect your officers. Let's stop contraband. I know you're going to say staff shortage is preventing it. No, we can figure out a way. We're intelligent people. This is not rocket science. We can figure out a way to get these searches done, right? We just did one at the Fulton County Jail. Tons of contraband. You saw it. They got it. Okay, they just busted 7 officers at Valdosta State Prison. Thank goodness. And Rikers Island just found a bunch of contraband. These should all be signs that we're not doing our job well enough in the area of safety and security. Protect our officers. Thank you very much, everybody. Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.